We understand how to identify whether our product and design teams are working well amongst themselves, and we also understand how our product and design team need to collaborate with developers. Now we need to talk about what happens when the engineering team goes rogue. If product and design becomes a bottleneck for engineering, then symptom number 3 happens. Engineers have nothing to work on. Your engineering team is spending most of their time triaging bugs, working on technical debt, and refactoring code because they're waiting on product to make up their mind. You're obviously experiencing problems in the agile collaboration between product and engineering if that's the case. The answer is not to add another designer, but to go back to the last 2 videos and try to address those issues. But let's keep talking. The goal is to have a healthy mix of new features, usability and design improvements, and any bugs in a developer's backlog. But if your developers or engineers, whatever you want to call them, are waiting on those new features, I'm going to bet that design probably hasn't had time to do design QA. So what do engineers do? Well, they could refactor code and fix bugs and update the infrastructure, but they're ultimately going to pick the stuff that they really want to work on. So any design debt that isn't actually broken from the engineer's point of view probably won't be prioritized. Working on bugs, debt, refactoring, and clean code are all great things, and I'm not trying to say that they're not important. We know our backend guys love that stuff, particularly writing cleaner and more elegant code and integrating the newest technologies. But that's work that's not directly going to big KPIs that grow the company. Sure, you may get new customers because you offer the more stable, reliable, and secure platform, but if all the features aren't there, it's not going to be enough to keep new users coming and to retain the users you have. Alternatively, while engineering is waiting for product, you might also experience another symptom. Number 4 is that engineers could have started on the feature without mind melding with product. Hey, product and design can't even mind meld with each other. Engineers go off, create databases and infrastructure in the backend that may ultimately just be wasted because product chooses to go in another direction. That's a lot of wasted time and money. Engineers aren't cheap. If it's not wasted, now we're gonna constrain product to propose a solution that works within the environment the engineers just created. Maybe you see where I'm going with this. All of these problems can be traced back through our systems and processes, through the way our teams collaborate with each other, to the fact that not everyone agrees on the customer problem and the customer needs that must be solved by our product. Sprints where engineers are waiting for product are going to happen every now and then. It's product's obligation to be a few sprints ahead of the developers in order to make sure there is a constant and healthy flow of new features prioritized in the engineer's backlog. Have any questions? Put them in the comments or tweet at me, Lindsay T, on Twitter. Let's go on to part 4.